Welcome to MailMeter, the one-stop email solution for archiving, eDiscovery, and storage management. During today's demonstration, we take you through a high-level overview of the eDiscovery module in MailMeter called Investigate. We are going to show you how simple and intuitive this module is to use to conduct any level of complex search within your organization. If you have been granted access to the Investigate module, you will see it on the left-hand side of your MailMeter portal. Investigate has 3 levels of search. First is Simple Search, which simply allows us to search for the content of emails in the last 90 days. MailMeter also has 2 more sophisticated searches that give us the ability to do Advanced Search and Complex Search. These allow the user to define the criteria across several levels. Inside Advanced Search, we can search against the content of an email and the location within the email that content resides. We can look at the date period for our investigation, and we can look at the correspondence for who we are searching against. We can also define our search based on whether the email has attachments or whether it has had labels or filters applied. Here is an example of advanced search. We are going to do a search within our organization for any email that references PST files as part of an IT investigation. Our result shows 1,103 emails across the entire organization where the word PST was mentioned anywhere within an email. We can refine our search by defining the date range. For this example, the investigation is for the last 4 years. We can also specify names within our searching so that we can define the content, the date range, and the correspondence. By adding a name, we are further adding to the complexity of our search. We are getting a more precise results set within our organization. We could also say it has to specifically include an attachment, and again you will notice in milliseconds that our results sets are changing on a constant basis. Advanced Search also has a very powerful Lucene index built into the MailMeter suite. We can add Boolean parameters within our search to make our results very precise. We also have the ability to search for word lists. So we can import or define multiple words or phrases into a words list and search against that word list. Here we have one set up that contains 38 different words talking about dangerous words or phrases that we might, from an HR point of view, want to scan. We are going to search to see if anybody in our organization in the last 6 months used any of these words. Out of about 50,000 emails in our sample archive, in just 13 milliseconds, our results show that 179 emails have got one of the phrases that we have defined in our word list. We can also use correspondent groups. Correspondent groups are the users within our organizations that we can group together. We might want to find certain criteria against the finance department or our purchasing department and various clients. In this example, we have used a word list of 38 dangerous words or phrases against the group of 6 internal employees. Our results set comes up in under half a second. When we get our results set, we can view the email in the preview pane. We can toggle through our results sets. We can open an email for more precise reviews. So, when we open an email as a compliance officer or an investigative officer, we have a layout of tools at our disposal. We can forward this email to one of our colleagues, we can download it back into our mailbox if needed, we can print it, and we can export it to a PDF mainly for redaction purposes. We can also apply tags. There are 4 default tags that come with Investigate: Legal Hold, Privacy Block, Delete, or Quarantine. These allow us to manipulate the archive under controlled scenarios. We can also then customize our own tags based on the criteria that our organization has defined for our data protection officer. Very importantly, in Investigate, we can verify the authenticity of the email. The digital signature is the cornerstone of MailMeter, which gives us that integrity to the email. We can re-verify it at the click of a button at any point that is needed. This tells us that the email we are viewing to the byte level is absolutely the original and is admissible in a court of law. We have also got the audit concept, where we can see who has interacted and viewed this email within MailMeter, who has tried to export it, who has added or removed tags from this email. We can interact with an email individually with the tabs across the top of the screen, or we can do multi-email manipulation. We could, for all 179 emails, apply a tag, and that will be applied to all of them. If we want to remove these emails from the archive, we simply search them and do a multi-tag, and those emails will be removed from the archive. We can also do an export as part of an investigation. Here is an example. We have been requested from our legal team to find any email within the last 6 months from a group of internal people who may have mentioned anywhere in an email or the attachment content one of our 36 words in our word list. We have found 179 emails, and we are going to present those to the legal team. We simply click on the Export button to create an export, and we are going to call it Investigate number 79. This puts our results set into what we call a container to be reviewed later. We can come down to the export location and open our container to be reviewed. This allows us to append more emails to this container, or indeed if our criteria changes, we can manipulate it and remove certain emails before we present it to the legal team. When we have reviewed these emails and are happy that it is the correct results set to send to our legal department, we can submit it. We have two format options. We can export directly to a PST, or we can export to a PDF for redaction purposes. When we create our export and we release it, you will notice that it is not creating the PST automatically. It sits in an awaiting authorization state. This is very important for protecting data leakage. Typically, an eDiscovery officer can create the process for an export, but it needs a higher authority to log into MailMeter and release that requested export. That export has now gone off to be created, and we will be notified via an email within the next couple of minutes when that PST is ready to be presented to our legal team. Thank you for your time today. We hope you found this demonstration useful. For more information on MailMeter, please visit waterfordtechnologies.com.